Girl Pretty Girl Nation. I am back with another video. Today, I will be doing a story time on the day I lost my great grandfather, which was 3 years ago. So, he died on November 1st, 2016. Um, the day before was his Halloween, October 31st. I was gonna go. I was gonna go out to Sugar Street, and I literally had my costume and everything. I was looking cute, and I was a nerd then. Like I was dressing as a nerd, and we get a call saying that my great grandfather was in a convalescent home. They had to give him oxygen because he couldn't breathe. So, um, so we went to my nan's house. Like it was a whole bunch of people. They had a meeting, and so just like we was basically like having a meeting about him. Like we literally thought that that night was gonna be his last day, and so the next day, November 1st, it's crazy because my phone wasn't acting right. My mom's phone wasn't acting right, so we couldn't tell if he passed or not. So I woke up in the morning. I went to school November 1st, actually. That Wednesday, which was the second, November 2nd, that's when we found out. And we found out because my mom woke me up in the morning and she's like, hey, get ready for school and all that. So I go in the bathroom, take a shower, and all I hear is my mom screaming like, I'm like, what's wrong, Mom? And I rushed back. I was running. I rushed back, and I'm like, what's wrong, Mom? And she was like, she was like, it's Pop. And I was like, Pop, what? Like, don't tell me. And she's like, it's Pop. He passed away. And I was like, how? And then she showed me a post that my brother, well, he's my cousin, but I call him my brother. He had posted, and he was like, man, I can't believe this. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's a prank. And it was real life. Like he passed away November 1st, but we found out that Wednesday morning. And like we didn't even call my grandmother to see if it was real. Like we just like it was 6 o'clock in the morning. By the way, it was 6 o'clock. So my cousin, he's a manager at some little fast food restaurant at the time, and so I was basically like, I was like, Mom, we gotta go see my nana. Like we gotta see if she's okay. So I was like, okay, let's do that. And so we went, and basically we got arrived by my cousin. Was like, yo, we need to get to Hartford real quick. And he's like, okay, I'll bring y'all, whatever. And so that's what happened. He brought us, and as soon as I see my nana face, my mom, she was in front of me, and I was behind my mom. The way I had a back porch is you gotta open this door. And so my mom, you gotta open the door, and there's another door to go in the house. So my mom was in front of me, and I was behind my mom. And so my nana, like, they hugged each other and was crying. And then I looked at my nana, and I was just like, thinking to myself, like, this gotta be a joke. Like, I need to go down there to convalescent home to go see him. And it was just crazy. Like I was feeling angry, I was feeling mad, I was feeling hurt. Like I was feeling hurt. I went into a depressed mode where I did eat during that week when he passed, but it was like not that much. Like I was just sad, depressed. Like I wanted to just be with my nana. Like just like Like that whole week, we stayed with my nana. We stayed at my nana's house. Like I wanted to just hold her and just tell her everything's okay, everything's gonna be okay. But I mean, I can't imagine how she feel losing her husband. But like, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in for me too, and it's just crazy how somebody could be here today and be gone the next day. Like, that's why you gotta cherish the ones you love the most, because you never know when they're gonna leave. So, like I, like I was saying, my great grandfather and my great grandmother, they both mean a lot to me. They do. And my grandmother, she's still living, but like, it's just crazy. Like, that day at his funeral, my mom, it's crazy because that day when we went to his funeral, I remember just I had on sunglasses and I had on like a long black dress. It kind of looked like this with the buttons, but it was like a long black dress, and I had on sunglasses. And we walked into the funeral home, and I see a whole bunch of my family. Well, like we was not a whole bunch because we was like the sixth or fifth person there, me and my mom. And so it's crazy. During that time, we didn't have a car, so what we did was we had drove my grandfather's truck. And every time when we get in the car, like it was like I could feel his presence in his truck. Like you ever felt like you ever thought about somebody that passed away, and then you just feel this like goosebump. Like I felt it. And so when I went there, I was shaking. My mom had to do a poem and about him, and so I was shaking like crazy. And when we got to the funeral home, we like I don't think nobody was nobody was at the front, so we had to go back to the car and wait for the family to go because they were still preparing him and stuff like that. So we went. So as soon as a couple cars came, we went in the funeral home, and they brought us to this room where all the family at. My mom, so they said like all the family could be in there, but my mom and her friend decided. Well, her friend was just like calling my aunt. Decided to go in and just view my grandfather, and all I could see was when my mom came back, it was just like she was shaking and all that. And so my aunt asked me did I want to go, and I told her yeah. Me, I wasn't ready, but at the same time, I just had to see him because I didn't believe that it was real. I didn't believe that my grandfather, my great grandfather passed away. Like I just couldn't believe it. So I told her, yeah. Like I told her, okay, I'll go. As we walking, like you ever seen those slow motion videos? Like I was walking in slow motion up to that casket, and I just remember thinking, let me walk to this casket and let him not be there. Let me turn around and let me see him. And the more I got to the casket, I was just like, it was heartbroken. Like I felt numb. I stood there crying. I stood there just thinking like why? Like why him out of all people? Why? And my aunt, she saw me crying. She brought me back to the family room. And then by that time, a whole bunch of people came. A whole bunch of people in our family. So, and then plus a whole bunch of people and in a part where the cassette was. And so, um, I just remember, like they had to line us up in twos. Like, so me and my cousin, she's around my age. Like I turned, for instance, like I turned 16 in October. She turned 16 in January the next year. So we're really close. My cousin was there, so she was able to hold my hand. Like we was both like supporting each other because that was her grandfather with my great grandfather, and we just walked down the aisle in twos, and we was like the fifth person, fifth people to see the casket. So we walking slow, like slow as ever, and all I could be thinking is, I can't see this body again. I can't because I know it's real now. And I start shaking. My cousin starts shaking. She's crying, and then we're next. We cried and we cried, and I just kept on thinking. It felt like you know how a dream feels so unreal when you like it feels real when you wake up, but then once you start noticing that it's just crazy. Like this was like a nightmare, a nightmare. Like I cried so much, and I just wish that I could have had more time. I think the reason why it hurts me is because I just wish that I could have had more time to tell him that I love him. I wish we could have gone to see him more. I mean, we did, but like, not that much, you know? And that's the reason why it hurt me so much, because I wish I could have told him how much he needed me. He could never say my name right, my nickname right. People always, my nickname is Kimmy, but he called me Timmy. And I just, it was a lot. It was a lot. um, I just wish, I hope he's watching me now and proud of me. And not just him, all my loved ones that passed away. Um, it's just crazy, like, how people could be gone here today, but gone tomorrow. And now it's even today, like, here today and gone today. Like, I just, I just wish I could see him again. See his smile. He always loved WWE. Like, he would make us watch it. Like, and that's how I grew into WWE. I used to be so mad watching it, but then like towards the end, when John Cena used to come out, I used to be like, you can't see me, or whoever that was, Raymond Stereo or something like that. But it was just, it was just when we lost it. It was a big one for me, a big one, a big huge one, and like I always like even that day after his funeral, it was time for me to go back to school, and um, it was the 11th. It was the 11th. His funeral was the 10th. Yeah, so it was the 11th, and went to school, and I was still numb. I was depressed. Like I didn't even want to go to school. Like I went to the school They saw my face. They're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry and all that for your loss." And they're like, "I know how you feel," and I was just numb. The only thing I could say was, "This is the real." They told my mom to bring me back a couple days later. They gave me some time off to deal with it still because I was frozen. And it still hurts me to talk about it, even now, because, like I always say, him and my Nana is the first reason why I'm here. It's because they're my grandparents, but like they raised my mom. So I would say, yeah, they're the first reason why I'm here, and yeah, and yeah. So I would say that they're the first reason why I'm here, but yeah. So this is the end of the video. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you.